Up guys, it's your boy Zion, and I'm bringing this real quick Destiny video on how to do well in the Crucible. Now, to understand how I play, you have to understand where I'm coming from first. So just a little bit of background on me. I used to play Call of Duty religiously. And by religiously, I mean I was one of those guys who was quick scoping on every game. I actually got pretty good at it and was trying to hit clips and make montages and grinding out day after day, trying to hit quad feeds, 5-man on screens, ridiculous clips like that. Even tried doing a little bit of trick shotting for a little bit. Now that you know that about me, my playstyle is I rush. I will go ahead and rush your spawn with no doubt or any regret if I go ahead and die pushing your spawn. The problem with this is I learned really quickly, especially with sniping, that objectives are more important than kills. So if I'm a sniper and I do not have 2 points on the map, they're going to be spawning erratically, or I have to go ahead and watch 2 different spawn points. So that goes into how I actually play. I will put objectives over kills in any game mode, except if you're playing like team death or something. But typically I play control because it makes sense to me. I played domination for years in Call of Duty, so control makes sense to me. Um, so what you see in this gameplay is an awesome gameplay where I believe I go like 23 and 10. I have like a 2 point something KD, but just from the rip I'm a dominant force, and I say dominant because I carry my team. Like everybody's in my backpack, which is a problem because there shouldn't be one person who's dominant. You should have a team where you can work together. The problem with this was my team was not working together. You can see from the rip here. I hopped on the B flag straight off spawn, killed 3 people defending the B flag, and went ahead and had no teammate support to go ahead and cap that flag. So it's one of those things you really need to just get that team chemistry going. If you're playing solo by yourself, understand you're going to have matches like this. All you can do is just focus in, do exactly like I did, and try to get objectives. Don't worry about your kill death, kind of just sit and wait for people to rush into your spawn. If you sit back, and I don't mean camp, sit in the corner like Blade Dancer camouflage. No. I mean, like you saw when I hopped on the B flag, I sat on one side and watched my minimap. I knew which way people were coming from, and I just had cover so they couldn't see me first. I got first shot on them anytime, and I was in a situation I wanted to be in. And that's what this game is all about. It's situational, and usually whoever gets first shot on someone, just like in Call of Duty, is going to get that kill. So if you put yourself in situations where you have a better line of sight than the other player, or you can go ahead and take cover or run away if you have to and get away from someone, that's the best situation to be in. On top of that, Crucible, it's imperative, and I do mean it's ridiculously important, that you go ahead and use your mini-map. Use the little circle up in the top left corner. I see so many players who go ahead and go into Crucible and think it's like PvE, and they don't need to know which direction the person's coming from. Like, they don't even look at the minimap. Like, you can run up right next to them and they have no idea you're there, which is an issue. It's not like there's really any perks that'll block you from showing up on their minimap. However, so many people don't use it. It's one of those things where I usually end up staring at my minimap more so than at my actual gameplay, because if I know which direction someone is coming from, I can go ahead and pre-aim them, pre-fire. I can get myself in better situations if I know where people are coming from. Knowledge is power, especially in this game. So if you have 2 points, you know where people are spawning. You also, if you use your minimap, you know which direction they're coming from, and know situations. Those are 3 big points in this game. Now, you also see in here, I believe it should be coming up pretty soon, but when you get the announcement for heavy ammo, make sure your team is on that, or at least make sure you are on that if you're in a situation like I was, where you have to be that dominant force on your team and basically carry everyone. So you'll see I actually steal both heavy ammos. I make sure the other team does not get any. I went ahead and I either stole it or sacrificed myself to steal it. I ran over, grabbed ours, ran to theirs real quick, hoping nobody had gotten it since I still saw the reticle up. Had two of my teammates, I believe, following me, and shot rockets, held off like two or three of their teammates from getting heavy ammo, and then either my teammate or I stole it because it's one of those things. If the other team has heavy ammo, especially on this Mars map where B is just a clusterfuck, and that's a big thing. Understand where the focal point of the map is. Understand that in this map, B is the focal point. So there's the circular like hallway around B that everyone tends to group up in. Don't go in there. Literally, like, it's going to be a bad time if you just keep funneling into those hallways. What you want to do is go around the outside, pick people off, and once you know that there's a couple people dead and they have to wait several seconds to respawn, go in and try to get a push with your team to get everybody out of the advantageous spots on the map. So it's one of those things. You'll see me a lot in this map. If my team doesn't have control of B, I'm not in B. I'll run that back hallway with the doors that have to open and go back and forth and kind of come in like a sideway to pick one or two people off, and then I'll run back around. I'm not very big on staying and rushing into the areas that are just like a clusterfuck, unless I have something like a super or something, or heavy ammo where I need lots of kills and I kind of am forced to go into there. Don't do it. Just stay away from it, and it'll go ahead and make it a lot better. Now, the only exception to this rule is supers, heavy ammo. If you want to like just jump in for a second to poke a grenade in and hopefully get a lucky kill off that, or if you absolutely need the cap. You'll see a lot of times I'll go ahead and push if I need to triple cap someone to make up for the time. Say we had a rough start to the match and we're down, and we need the triple cap to get points to go ahead and hold the other team off, one, because it stops them from earning any points towards winning the game, or go ahead and I need the points just to catch up. So those are some of my major tips for the Crucible. Mind you, the Crucible is broken as fuck, and it's a pain in the ass. It's not quite fun unless you're streaking. Like in the gameplay here, I think I was on like a 6 or 7 game win streak first time I hopped back into the Crucible, just because I understand how to play it. It's something that once you go ahead and get that knowledge down and understand how things work in the Crucible, you'll have a pretty decent time, and it won't be too bad, especially if you get the right kind of players playing against you or with you. But it's one of those things that the Crucible is broken as fuck. If you have a shotgun or a fusion rifle, understand you don't need a primary. Like, that's literally how the Crucible and stuff plays. Unless you're in long distance gunfights and stuff, you almost never have to pull out your primary. And that's the thing. Since I like rushing, and I understand I like rushing, you see in this gameplay, I maybe pull out my primary like 3 times. For the most part, I have my Invictive out or my Heavy Admonisher. That's just how this game plays. But that's the fucking Crucible. It's what we have to rely on now to get Crucible marks. And the big thing is, make sure you win the game. You get more marks if you win the game. I believe it's like 3 marks if you win, or 5 marks if you don't. No, that's wrong. I just fucked that up royally. It's 3 marks if you win and 2 marks if you lose, I believe. So it takes a lot of marks to get up there to like 65 marks, things like that, especially since it's broken and you have to grind it out, and it's lots of matches and it takes time. But thank you guys for watching. I hope the little bit of knowledge I gave you from my experiences and stuff helped you guys out. If you found this video interesting, enjoyable, helpful at all, make sure you leave a like, a comment, a favorite, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys later. Peace. Oh, by the way, didn't get anything, led the team and didn't get any loot. Awesome. But see you guys.